Think back to March 7th, just a few weeks ago. Utah State is in the Mountain West Tournament Championship, now down to the final seconds. The game is tied with 12 seconds left. Now I want to show you this clip. I want you to think back to how you felt when this shot was made, or if you're watching it for the first time, how it makes you feel. So, how did it make you feel? I will tell you how it made me feel. I felt a sense of pride for my Aggies. It made me feel a sense of friendship as I watched it with some of my closest friends. It also inspired me as I watched these amazing athletes who had worked so hard to get to that moment and to win. It brought the Aggie family together to celebrate that win. It also made me think of how important sports are to us, win or lose. Sports run very deep within our schools, especially here in the US. They have a great hold in our society. We have a lot invested in them. Many kids train for years to be able to play for their favorite college or high school team. With all that is invested in sports, many have come to question the priority it should take in our schools and in our lives. Some believing that we should not have it be such a high priority, but turn our focus more strictly to academics. To them, I say that they're wrong. If you want us to be successful, the students and the children of the schooling system, we need to keep sports at a high priority. Sports can benefit us in so many ways, playing them or not. There are 3 areas I want to give as to why sports should remain a high priority in our schools, namely a greater skill development, physical exercise, and social development. All of these areas are important reasons why sports should remain a major priority in our schools, especially that of greater skill development. We all know that there is more to learn in life than what we can get from a classroom. There are certain skills that school just can't teach us, and we need to learn and experience for ourselves. Sports creates the perfect environment in which we can fine-tune these skills we have and develop new ones. Skills such as teamwork, a strong work ethic, critical thinking, leadership, and communication. All of these skills are essential for life, and these are essential things that employers are looking for from employees. These skills aren't meant just to be outside the classroom, but these skills are meant to be used inside the classroom as well. A study done by Angela Lumpkin of Kansas University in June of 2009 said that looking at the performance of students in grades 9 through 12 showed that more than 86% of student athletes had higher GPAs. With that being said, I think it would be a clear step backward to downplay something that obviously seems to be working. These skills are important and necessary for us to learn and to develop. While we improve our mind and our skills, we can and also will improve our physical health too by participating in sports. Physical health comes hand in hand with sports. Those who participate in sports tend to be more physically healthy than those who don't. A study done by Darla Castile of the University of Texas in 2013, she linked that being physically healthy helps with cognitive thinking and better grades in school. She said single bouts of physical activity such as recess improve attention, while 9 months of physical activity in an after-school program improves cognitive performance such as academic achievement in areas of math and reading. Being physically healthy and participating in sports, whether competitively or not, will help us perform better in school. Not only that, sports programs inspire physical exercise in the community. Watching basketball, football, and even soccer up here on campus has always made me want to go out and play myself. These are the kind of little pushes that many people need to stay physically active. Obesity is one of the top 5 leading causes of death in the United States. We need to keep physical exercise as a priority in our schools and to teach the children while they're young that it's important to remain physically active. Lastly, I want to talk about how sports can greatly influence social development in our schools and in our communities. While each of these areas I have talked about can be applied to everyone, the athlete and the non-athlete alike, this next area I feel has the greatest impact on those who don't actually compete in the sport themselves, but the fans watching from the sidelines. Social development is key to having a happy life. School in and of itself provides some social interaction, but sports allow us to connect more fully. That is what sports, I think, does best. It can bring a community together. Whether you like sports or you don't like sports, many people go to sporting events because that is where they can meet new people and find new friends. In my own experience, when I went to sporting events, whether that was in college, high school, or even in junior high, I always felt closer to my peers. It gave us something to bond over, to enjoy together, win or lose. Because during that time, it didn't matter what differences we had, it just mattered that we were cheering for the same team. So many people long to be part of something bigger than themselves, and sports provides a way for them to do that in a healthy way. If we start to minimize the priority of sports, we start to minimize the need for a sense of community and belonging. I've been part of many sports in my life, and I have seen the benefits of it as I have moved through my educational career. While those who oppose me might say that I could have accomplished all of this without sports, or that all sports does is give you short-term goals and prizes. While prizes and medals are involved, they aren't what I learned and gained from playing sports. When I look at my medals, I just don't think of something that I won. I think of the hours that I spent in hours of hard work that I put into it, not just on the field but in the classroom, so that I could be eligible to play. I think of the long bus drives that I had with my friends as we went to and from meets. I think of the sense of accomplishment that I had when I finally mastered something difficult. I think of the sense of pride that I had to represent my school. I think of the times that I had with my teammates. I think of what it meant to become a team leader. When I see them, I don't think of just a piece of metal or a prize. I think of, this is how I became the person that I am today. Sports has taught me many skills that I never would have learned in the classroom. It taught me how and why I should remain physically healthy. It taught me how to be part of a community. Sports can and will teach us so much if we were to minimize the priority we place on them. We would start to minimize what we can actually become. Our entire schooling is so that we can learn. One of Utah State's mottos is for us to become learners. Not just learn what we need to know, but always be learning. So we should never limit or minimize areas in which we can learn valuable lessons to help us in life. Thank you. All right, now for my Q&A questions. So the first question was, what arguments are made by people who say that sports are overemphasized in school? Well, those who oppose me say, well, first, it's taking precedence over academic learning. They also say that too much money is going into sports, whereas it could be going to improve learning facilities, buy new equipment and things of that nature. And many people view sports success as the only important success that you find in school. The next question is, what are some sports that are there some sports that are more beneficial than others? I don't believe that one sport is better than another. I believe that certain sports are better for certain individuals, but skills and lessons that I talked about throughout my speech can be achieved through almost any sport you try. And then the last question is, could dance or theater provide similar benefits? Well, first, I consider dance to be a sport anyway, so yes to that one. And second, I do believe that theater can have similar benefits. My speech was focused on sports and the priority of it, but it doesn't mean that I was downplaying any other extracurricular activities, but sports is just the one that I decided to focus on during this speech. All right, thank you.